What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? It's Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Alright guys, here's another video back at the moon. And this is from Mr. Bill Bryson's work, so we're going to go ahead and do that, give him full credit for this. Credit goes to Mr. Bill Bryson for his hard work in this photo. The reason why I say this photo is because I took a screenshot during this video. Now, you can see the video link on here. Don't sweat it, guys. You will have the link on the bottom, so you don't have to sit there, okay, F-O-I-W. You don't have to do all that. I will, put the link at the bottom. You click on it, and you'll see. I'm going to play you guys an excerpt or some kind of, just a short bite of this video from his own mouth. So I'm going to move the mic closer to it, and I want you guys to hear this. This is pretty funny. Well, not funny, but pretty wild. Now, check this out. Let's go ahead and roll this and see what we come up with.
Crystal Lake, I've always thought had lights. It looks like there's a city or something like under the surface. Now let me just show you. Look at. It looks like I call it Crystal Lake because it looks like it's made out of crystal and you can actually see below the surface. I know that's not true, but that's just what it looks like to me.
Oh, Mr. Bill Bryson, you you might be more spot on than you think. I want to show you the original picture because this is just kind of goofy. But this is the original picture. Now, this is where, now don't get me wrong, this is not the best quality. This is in Photoshop Photo Gallery. But you can see this is the actual screenshot that I've taken. And don't worry, guys, you will get this on Google Plus, so you'll see better quality. Because I'm going to zoom into this. Without even zooming, this is just a regular screenshot. Now, as you can see, and I'm going to tell you right now, the actual timestamp for this area, and you can see it where I took it, was 1438. So he pretty much stays in this area, but 1438 is where I actually grabbed this from. And you can see right here is exactly where I'd taken it. Now, now I'm going to show you right now. Here's the picture. Well, that's his video right there. Here's my picture. So what I do is I just zoomed in a hair bit, and then I went to work on it. Now, what's funny about this thing is why are we seeing like more spot blur in some of these? Now, I can see some pixelation and some crap here. And as you can notice, there is color to this. And you can see a little bit of blur. It seems like everywhere there's a dark area, there's got blur over it. Now, the only thing I can come up with is that because this is darker areas, maybe it's deeper. It has a lot more depth than the average lunar surface. And this is the reason why people go, well, there's no such thing, because we've seen amateur astronomers taking these videos and it looks all flat. Well, to a certain degree, yes. But there's some parts in here that somehow, again, it's got this weird holographic image being thrown over to hide details, at least in my personal opinion. Now, keep in mind, this photo, again, is from Bill Bryson, amateur, astronomer. He's not NASA, JPL, ESA, or ESA, depending on what you guys prefer. It doesn't matter. He's not trying to hide anything. But yet, why do we see like a blur all the way around this? See that? In fact, I should have this in here. Now, when you look at this picture, well, I'm going to go ahead and just put this in red here because it'll be a lot easier to point out. So we'll just do this. Jump on that, flip that. Okay. You can see this. Look at it. Look at the difference right here. You can literally see the difference in this. In fact, let's move this down a hair bit, and we'll just zoom back out. Okay. Check this out. You can literally see the blur all around this. Why is that? I can see that plain as day, and I'm not doing a thing to this picture. Now, don't get me wrong. It does actually look like it goes right here, and you can see. Again, why is it in the dark areas? Is it because it's a lot deeper into this moon and not shallow? Okay. The reason why I'm bringing that up, because I'm going to show you this, because even over here is a lot. You can just see it's all blurred out. Why don't you see that here? You can see some pixelation down here. Now, I see craters, numerous craters. I mean, they're everywhere, man. But what I'm going to show you, and I can see this without even looking at it. Look at these things. Are you kidding me? Now, some people might say, well, you know what, though? They could be just artifacts of the picture. No, not in my opinion, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, because I do the black plate as well as color too, and enhance it. And what I mean by enhance is you just simply use your tools here, your burn tool, and just use your midtones and shadows, but very little. You can use maybe 1 or 2%. Go over this area. What it's going to do is, if you noticed, check this out. I'll go back to this. When you check this whole area out, again, this whole area, you'll see that it's almost like it's combined, meaning it's like blended, like you would see in these Mars pictures. They don't appear to be. It's like they're trying to have not too much contrast, so you can't see any items or any detail or individuality. There's a reason for it. The same thing we're seeing like on a Mars type thing. Okay, and I can see like structures right here. They don't look like, look at, little like rectangular items sitting there, and what looks like larger structures underneath, or a landmass, call them what you will. These are clearly not any types of, like, I mean, like I said, I can see tons of, anywhere you look down here, look on the bottom, anywhere around here, you can see craters up the yin-yang. These, as far as I'm concerned, in this darker area, now, you know, he says that it appears to be a city, and like I said, I think he's spot on, but here's what's crazy. When you look at this, you go, okay, what is this area, this stuff you're seeing right here in this area, all around this edge? What is that? Is it caused by a holographic kind of imaging trying to cover it? Is it more of a flat, I'm going to call it the term flat, like tinted glass? Now, I don't know, for lack of a better word, that's the best terms I can use. Or is it like a dome? That's kind of a, like a tinted sort of thing to hide what's really under it and to try to blend it into the rest of the surface. Now, let me get into these because I'm going to show you these pictures. I'm not going to make this super long for you guys. I'm going to make this pretty close and, well, not take a long time. Now, check this out. Now, let's go to the next picture. This is the original one right here, which I just showed you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use just black and white enhanced. Now, when you start to look at these things, you go, okay. Again, using, you know, when you're using your tools, and I'll show you this again, so this way people know exactly what I'm talking about. When you use these burn tools and you go into your midtones and then go over the whole area and then use your shadowing. And what it'll do is the darks will turn darker and you'll enhance more of a 3D when you're using your midtones. And I've always told people that. And then what happens is, so now the dark, you actually, if there's anything else dark in between these particular areas, like right here, let's say for argument's sake, right here. If there's anything dark in between these, you're going to expose it, which means you're going to bring out the individuality of each of these little structures. So, yeah. So now, again, you start to see this thing break down. You're starting to see different separate little items. Now, is it possible that this is, I'm going to use the term, I don't even know what to call it. Now, keep in mind, I did actually put this here. This circle here is something I did. This is not something that's perfect that they did, because I did show you here that you don't see that circle at all. I just did that so I can enhance this particular area. I didn't care about the rest of the area around here. But it's almost like you're seeing the tops of these. They might be multi-layered, kind of like what you, the average person here would live in, like a high-rise or, you know, 2, 3, 4-decker house, whatever. And you may be seeing the top of it, and then you're seeing the areas below these items. These anomalies, we'll call them. Okay, so now you're starting to see a little bit more, and you can see these like squares and rectangles and stuff, and it doesn't look anything like craters. Now, this is the black plate, the roar, and guess what? Check out this. Remember this right here? Check. I'm going to go back to the original. Here's your 3/4, you know, crater. And this one here looks a little funky too, but check this out. 3/4, because it looks like it goes like this, and then it vanishes into this blur. Okay, check this out. I'm starting to see what looks like this thing continues on and goes into here. Well, let's continue on. What the hell? What does that, and why does it look like it continues into this? But you're starting to see a whole lot more. And again, you can't help but to think, okay, these are clearly not craters. They look intelligently made. Now, let's go to the color version and enhanced. Now, what I did was I used, and I'm going to show you this again because I want everybody to understand exactly what I did, so I don't think I'm added this stuff here. You can go to your dodge tool and hit your highlights. And what will happen is anything that's just slightly a different color, a different tone, maybe lighter than the other rest of the surface, you will bring it out. By hitting the shadows, you're going to lighten up the dark areas and then go to your midtones. The midtones is what's going to bring this out. Like I can show you right now, I can actually bring more of this out if I wanted to. See how whatever's lighter underneath this patterns, will simply start coming out. And you can see that. So the darker areas will not. Just the areas that actually have shape. Now, and you can see that, because I'm going to go back. Now watch this area right here I just enhanced. It's now darker. Now, there you go. There's the finished product. And now I'm seeing all kinds of crazy stuff here, like right here. things going off of each other. It's like, it looks like, I'm going to use it for lack of a better word because we don't know how big these things are, but let's call this a little piece right here, a tunnel. It gets thicker right here, goes into this big square with multiple things on it, and goes back off. These, to me, do not look like artifacts. They're shaped differently. They're not like in a pattern, so to speak. Like, a lot of times you'll see like squares upon squares upon squares, and you go, yeah, well, that makes sense to me because that's artifacts. These have individual shapes, and they look like they're laid. Like, you can see this one here goes like this, and it looks like one just below it has more of a 90-degree angle and going this way. It's all over the place. So I'm wondering if Bill isn't spot on. And of course, you guys can give me your take on this because I'd be curious to see what you guys think about this. In fact, if you guys really wanted to, you can enhance the rest of this because you can see what it looks like. Look at right here on the upper right, small squares and stuff that are clearly not craters. These are craters. I can see a billion of them. These in this inner circle do not look like craters at all. Makes you wonder. Now, we've been saying, a lot of people have been throwing this around, that this moon is artificial. I don't think the moon, yeah, I'll be all right. The moon itself is artificial. I believe, well, I think it may be as far as mechanically wise, but it's dressed up, if you will, to look like a rock floating out in space and around our Earth. Now, here's another thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but look at one small square, another rectangle, looks like a larger square on this area. This can't be accidental, and this sure in hell cannot be just simple artifacts of the picture. Now, I may be way off base here, but I'm going to go in my humble opinion. I believe that these are structures, 100%. And I don't think it stops within this circle. I think it's over here. I think it's all over the place where you see this blurring. Why don't you see this blurring down here? It looks pretty clean to me. Well, other than, some degradations, because, understand this is a screenshot. So people can argue, well, how do you know this isn't distortion from the screenshot or from his video? Well, then you would see it down here too. I mean, it just doesn't get any easier. Even here, it looks like it's been faked out, like something's been taken out of the picture, like it's been trying to be hidden. Again, and you can see that right here in this inner circle. Let me just go ahead and bring that down, and then we'll zoom in. Right here. It's almost like it's whatever it's trying to do, it's trying to hide detail in this picture. And it looks like this goes much deeper than the actual lunar surface. But that's just my opinion. I think Bill I don't think he could be more spot on. I think he did a great job with this. Now come on guys, keep this in mind. When he looks through his telescope, he's seeing a lot clearer than what we are, because keep in mind, he's taken this, I believe he said he's got some kind of I don't know if it's a computer cam hooked up to his telescope. Now, I believe that's what he says in the video. Now, some people claim, well, the video, maybe the camera is not 100%, so therefore, okay, and I get that. But still, you're not going to go from a contrast of what look like structures to these on the right-hand side, which are clearly craters. Something doesn't make sense. And he's seeing a lot more clarity than, understand, he's taking his video into his computer, making a video, downloading, or uploading, I should say. So you're going to have some degradation right off the bat. So what he's seeing is actually clearer than what we're seeing. So again, Bill may be spot on. So you guys give me your take on this. Let me know what you think. I think this couldn't be more, spot on. And he's done a lot of great work. You can check out his channel. He's got a lot of great stuff on there. I mean, I've been subscribed to him, and I think he just does a great job of it. And the good thing about what I like about Bill is like he's just energetic about it. Now, he hasn't made any videos. I hope he does come back, and I hope he really does make them, stop making more, because I think it's just great that I think a lot more people should be making these and really taking a good look at these, the moon itself and these strange-looking anomalies that he believes, well, like he said, and you heard the video bite or audio bite, saying that he believes it's a city. And again, I think Bill's spot on. So anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Again, what I was going to also say was that he doesn't say, like, he'll say, like, these were UFOs, meaning unidentified flying objects. He's not saying that, oh, these are 100,000% UFOs. Now, he has seen them, and I think he even says in his video, we have seen, things that look like UFOs, meaning artificial, not birds, bats, so on and so forth. He's seen a bunch of that, just like Crow 777 has. Might have added 4 sevens on that one, but anyway, but regardless, he's being honest. And that's what I like about the guy, just genuine. He likes to have a good time with it, discuss what he sees, and just gives you a great view of the moon. And, good for him, and, you know, credit goes to him. Anyway, guys, give me your thoughts on this. You know, share the video, throw some comments down below, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think about this. Again, we're going to try to get together and try to do another hangout this weekend. We'll just see if it's in the cards yet. You'll know a little bit more later in the week. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated, and I'll see you next video.